This Oklahoma City Thunder team is pretty ridiculous. I mean, the things that they are doing this year are just truly extraordinary. The amount of success that they had with that Chet Holmgren for a large portion of the regular season, and then coming in here, no J-Dub, into Boston tonight and finding a way to get an extremely impressive win. This team is terrifying, and I do not understand the narrative that people have, and Mark Jones talked about it on the broadcast, that they're a regular season team. It just doesn't make sense to me. This is an incredible basketball team that I feel like on paper has to be the championship favorite. I just don't see how they aren't, and it's both ends of the court. It's really especially the defensive end of the court, despite the fact that that's not what people generally talk about, and just a truly incredible all-around performance, in all honesty, from this OKC team tonight. They hold Boston to 52 points in the second half. Boston shoots like 5 of 26 from 3 in the second half. Was truly a really impressive all-around performance tonight. Shea with another MVP caliber performance, 34.7 assists, 5 rebounds, but also 5 turnovers. Now, y'all know my stance. I think Jokic deserves to win MVP, but that does not take away in any respect whatsoever of how amazing of a season Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is and how key he is to this team's success. But I am of the opinion that the thing that makes this team as scary as I believe they are, and why I picked them to win the championship before the year even started, and I'm sticking to that now, their depth is unlike any other team in basketball. They win tonight in OKC, or in Boston. No Alex Caruso. More importantly, no Jalen Williams, J-Dub obviously, not J-Will, and a just truly impressive performance again by OKC tonight. They get an 0 from 9 for Aaron Wiggins, did not have an efficient night at all, and still find a way to win. 23 and 15 from Chet Holmgren, who I think is extremely underrated as a rebounder. People see him in his, I guess, relatively skinny frame and think of him as a little bit soft. He is anything but. Lou Dort with 13 points, goes 3 for 8 from 3 again. Second season in a row of shooting 40% from 3. He has been awesome. Cason Wallace was really impressive tonight. Only made 1 3, and it was down the stretch of the game, but he was 5 of 6 in the field. I mean, 4 of 5 from inside the arc. His ability to do some off the dribble stuff has really improved this year. His defense was phenomenal tonight. Had a really impressive one-on-one block against Jaylen Brown tonight and scored 14 points of his own. Off the bench, you get really valuable contributions from Kendrick Williams, 10 points, 4 rebounds and assists, 2 steals. Isaiah Hartenstein, accepting a slightly lesser role tonight in this matchup, only plays 25 minutes, comes off the bench despite the fact he's been starting for most of the year, and still 11, 6, and 3, playing his role and playing it well. Isaiah Joe makes a couple of big shots, 11 points. Just a ton of depth and production from this team, even missing 2 of their most important players, and probably their second most important player overall, obviously, in J-Dub. It's just extraordinary, and it's the reason that they're 54 and 12. It's the reason that they're having a historically great year. It's the reason that they're 11 and a half games up in a pretty loaded Western Conference. It's truly incredible basketball being played by this team. And look, I'm not by any means writing off a team like Cleveland. They've been extraordinary. And I'm certainly not writing off Boston either. I mean, I'm going to make a video on Boston later today. They have their flaws. Their biggest flaw, I think, might be their readiness to shoot the 3 ball at all times and how that does hurt them at times. But in a league that is loaded and has a lot of really good teams, obviously the Nuggets are going to have to deal with one of the Nuggets or the Lakers as well, at a very minimum, at some point in the NBA playoffs as well, if they have a serious hope of making the finals and winning the title. But I don't see why they couldn't beat those teams. They're so well-rounded. They're so versatile. They have so many different lineup combinations that they can throw out there. They can go small. And the crazy thing is, even when they go small, like tonight was a small starting lineup, and yet you still have a 6'6" point guard and a 7'1" center who's an elite level shot blocker, rim protector, and rebounder. And they have the ability to run the double big lines with Chet and Kenrick, and you can put Chet and Hartenstein, and then you can put size around those guys too. You have Chet, SGA, Hartenstein, and a couple of defensive wings who are going to knock down shots, and that's a really big, versatile, skilled lineup that can do a ton of different things. Their versatility is incredible. Their depth is amazing. I mean, J-Dub didn't play tonight. He, I think, would be a starting big on a lot of NBA teams. Legitimately, sorry, Jay Will didn't play tonight. I think he'd be a starting big on a lot of NBA teams, has been a really valuable piece for them this season when he's played, and it's just extraordinary how good they are. I mean, they have 1, 2, nearly 3 in Lou Dort, 4 in Hartenstein, 5 in Chet, 6 in Wiggins, averaging in double figures, technically only 5 in double figures, but then you have Dort near that point, Case and Wallace averaging 8 a game, 9.3 off the bench per game with Isaiah Joe shooting 40% from 3. The defensive versatility that Caruso provides might be the most valuable 6.5 point per game scorer in the entire league. They don't have AJ Mitchell anymore, which is ridiculous because he was a legit valuable piece to this rotation as well. This depth is unlike anything we've ever seen. I think this might be the deepest team in the history of the NBA. Every single player on the court, every single night is playing 100 miles an hour on the defensive end of the court at all times. Their rotation, their shot contesting ability, their switch ability, their physicality, their versatility, their defensive smarts, they just don't make a lot of mistakes, and that don't make a lot of mistakes on the defensive end of the court produces elite level team defense, and I think it also transitions to the offensive end of the court. When you look at advanced numbers, look, they are incredible defensively. It is what they are best at. The best defensive rating in the league, and it is not even close, over 3 points per 100 possessions better than any other team in basketball. But the most impressive part to me about that is that defensively it's awesome, but it transfers to the offensive end of the court. They are not the most efficient team overall. They're a pretty efficient team, and Shea is an incredible offensive player who makes things easier for everyone else on the offensive end of the court. But there are at times questions about their secondary scoring. But the thing that's so impressive about them offensively is they still have the 4th best offensive rating in basketball. They have the best assist to turnover ratio in the league, despite not actually getting that many assists. I mean, they're in terms of assist percentage, they're actually bottom 5 in basketball. Only 60% of their shots are assisted on. And yet they have the best assist turnover ratio in basketball because they turn the ball over far less than any other team in basketball, only 11.7% of their possessions end in turnovers. And they do it while, again, not being the most efficient team. They're a very efficient team and they deserve a lot of credit, but they're not the most ball movement heavy, share the ball offense. Shea is not that type of player. He is a heliocentric scorer in a lot of ways. And I'm not discounting his playmaking ability because it is absolutely there, but their offense is so efficient because they don't make mistakes. They don't turn the ball over. They actually turned the ball over more than normal tonight against the Celtics, but because they lead the league in turnovers, or I guess they're last in the league in turnovers. They don't turn the ball over barely at all. They're able to run an extremely efficient high-level offense while being the best, most interconnected, most elite defense in basketball. And the most impressive part about being the most elite defense in basketball is arguably their best all-around defensive player, certainly their best rim protector in Chet, has only played a total of, after tonight, 21 games all season. So they're going to play nearly 3/4 of the season, definitely 2/3 of the season without their most important defensive player, arguably, and still are the best defensive team in the league, and it's not even close. Look, people make the argument that this team is too young. They're the youngest team in basketball. They don't have enough playoff experience. Okay, they don't have that much playoff experience. Are those the reasons that this Thunder team is a regular season team? Because I think the reasons I gave you all in this video are the reason that they are not. They are my championship pick. They have been since before the season even started, and I'm sticking with it. I hope they don't win the title, selfishly, but looking at things from a basketball and a numbers perspective, I think they're the best team in the league. I think their depth is what makes them special, and I think they have the ability to not just win the title, but potentially win it in relatively dominant fashion. They look like an extraordinarily deep and talented team. So they're exciting to watch, and they're great for basketball, I think, and look, I don't even think SGA should win MVP, but this Thunder team as a whole is truly incredible. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more NBA content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.